Happy New Year! So this practice today is all inspired by the new year, but it's definitely a practice you can do at any time. It doesn't have to be on New Year's Eve. In any case, let's get started on the mat. Find your way into a nice comfortable position, whatever that looks like to you. And so it might be your easy seat, maybe you're in a hero's pose or a lightning pose, but we're going to start with some short breath work. And as you are arriving, maybe finding blocks if you need them, whatever supports you need, there is one posture with our arms that you might want to use a belt. So if you'd like to grab a belt, I would suggest grabbing that right now while we're settling in. In case you are new to my class, I'm Allison. Hello. And we are going to be celebrating today. I like celebrating. It's my favorite. But we're celebrating the new year. And I feel like we've been doing New Year's wrong this whole time. Well, maybe you haven't, but a lot of us have. We set these goals that are most likely never going to happen. We drink too much, we eat too much, we regret it the next day. What if we instead did it a little differently? What if we celebrate by doing things like yoga, breathing, meditation, spending time with others doing that same thing, maybe spending some time outdoors, go on a walk or a hike, go outside, see the natural fireworks, stars. But we also might want to consider that when we set our New Year's resolutions, that maybe we should do it more like intentions for a season. So instead of us saying for the entire year, I'm going to have to do these things, and if I don't, I've failed. What if we just took a cue from nature and said, all right, I'm going to break down my year into 4 parts. I'm going to do my winter, my spring, my summer, my fall intentions. And I will just revisit those intentions at the end of every season. So I invite you to consider that this year while you're setting your intentions or you're setting your New Year's resolutions, that maybe there's something that we can break it down into more bite-sized and realistic components. We'll do more with this next week in my next video. But for now, let's go ahead and start in easy seat, or like I said, any comfortable seat. Bring your hands to an Anjali Mudra, palms pressing together, thumbs together, and bring those thumbs to your heart. Gently close your eyes or soften your gaze. Keep your eyes open. Find a focal point that's maybe just a foot or 2 away from you. Begin to regulate your breath, slowing it down. Celebrating that you are here, you are alive. I'll invite you to start breathing in 3 parts. Inhaling from the belly, and then to the lungs, and then to the throat, and then exhaling fully. We'll do it 2 more times. Inhaling through the belly, to the heart, to the throat, and exhale fully. Once more, inhaling, belly, lungs, throat, and exhale. Releasing our hands to come to our thighs in whatever component. Palms up is to receive, palms down is to ground, whatever you choose. I'm choosing to receive. I am inviting the universe to bring me the abundance that I so want in this next upcoming year. So my palms will be up for receiving. Bring your breath back to a natural position. This practice will be here for reflecting on our year, but also to open ourselves up, palms up, for the upcoming future. Also maybe to open our intuition and to unblock the doors that have kept us from the abundance we want. Let's go ahead and roll into a cat-cow from here. And as we come into our cat-cow, as always, make sure that our fingers are pressing into the mat as well as the wrists, and our feet are pressing into the mat. not just the knees. All right. And just like in last week's video, I'm going to invite you to really become mindful of your cat-cow here. First, by just becoming mindful of your breath and your movement, how you inhale and how you exhale with the body moving. Maybe how when you inhale, you're feeling your chin carving through space. And as you exhale, the chin carves through to your chest. And last, maybe be mindful of how when you inhale, the belly drops. And how when you exhale, the belly rises and pulls into the spine. And come back to a nice center. We'll do a thread the needle. In thread the needle, our weight's going to go onto our left knee, left hand, inhaling the right fingertips gently up while we're extending the spine. Make sure you're not crunched down. Opening up the heart, opening up the palms to receive. Exhale, diving the right fingertips under the left armpit, reaching out. Head comes down to the mat. And maybe you stay there, or maybe inhale the left fingertips up, or left fingertips into a bind. We'll stay here for just a moment. This is a posture that's great for reflecting on the past, thinking about the things that have happened this year that are lessons for us to take forward. And release, coming out of your bind. If you're in one, gently pressing through the mat with your hand, and we'll go to the other side. Okay, so weight transfers to the right. Inhale, left fingertips up. Exhale, diving left fingertips under the right armpit. And again, coming to a reflection of the past year. Fingertips up, right fingertips, bind if you like it. Bind if you wanna. I have a story about reflecting on the past at the very end of our practice. I'll make sure to share that story with you. And release. Again, right palm gently presses this up. Both palms in, curling our toes. We're going to send our hips up into a downward facing dog. First dog, as always, walk it out. Pedal it out. Maybe shake the head, shake the neck, shake the shoulders. Shake, shake, shake. Okay, and tippy toe, foot in front of foot, until we get to a forward fold. And always with the forward folds, especially at the start, micro bend in the knees, hinging at the hips. So we're not crunching down. We're hinging at the hips, reaching the spine out longer, and then coming down. That leaves room for breath. So whenever I say make room for breath, it really just means don't just fold down. We're reaching that spine and then coming down. Now, wherever you're at, maybe you need a block or you want a block today, or maybe you're reaching all the way down. Maybe you can even put your hands under your toes for a moment. And our inversions, of course, it changes the way that we see the world. And it helps us to ignite our hearts and our passions because we can see things more clearly. Okay, release. We're going to do a little half sun salutation here. So pressing weight into the mat, using our legs. So this isn't just upper body. Using our legs also. Inhale, spine nice and tall. Long, sorry. We're in half here. Exhale, forward fold, pressing to the feet. Inhale, now come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Sorry about that. If you already came all the way up, that's okay. All right. So from here, pressing to the feet, pressing to our legs. Inhale, fingertips up. Exhale, forward fold. Hit your plant. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands on the mat and step back into downward facing dog again. Okay, down dog. Pressing into the right foot. Inhale, left leg up into a three-legged dog. Hold it here for a minute, or a breath, I should say. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Inhale, kicking all the way back. Exhale, bend the knee, stacking the hips, sending the left foot out to the right, opening up that side body, opening up the door to receive abundance. Inhale and then exhale, unstack. Bring that left knee into the right elbow. Whee! Inhale, kicking back. Exhale, bending that knee, coming to the center, left foot plants by left thumb. Low lunge. Now for low lunge, you can always drop the knee if you'd like to. Be gentle there. Or hold that strong. And I want you to use your legs and your upper body to inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, slowly coming down, torso comes to the thigh, arms reach back. If you need to put your hand down, you can. Inhale, coming all the way back up, arms up. And exhale, we're going to come into a revolved low lunge, which means I'm going to take my right elbow and bring my right elbow to the outside of the left knee. If that's really not in your practice, you can just stay here with your hands with a gentle twist here, or bring that elbow in. If you would like, you can also add in the extension, extending the right fingertips down to the mat, left fingertips up. All right. Exhale, bringing the palms back down to the mat. I'm going to take my left knee and bring my left knee down to the mat. Okay, so now my legs are, my left foot is off of the mat. My right leg is stretched out, gate pose. Windmilling my arms up overhead. Right hand comes to the right thigh. Wow, left fingertips up overhead. If you've done my videos, you know I get right and left. Wow, I struggle. All right, bend a little bit more. Opening up that side body and opening up the gate, you got it, to abundance, to all the things that you want. It's all about opening ourselves today. Okay, release, hands windmill down to the mat. Right toes are curled on the mat now. Right heel is up toward the ceiling. And I'm going to kick my left leg out to a three-legged dog again. Exhale, bringing that through. Back again. Now we're going to come to a warrior one. So shifting my right foot, coming up warrior one. Now you can hold it right here in our traditional warrior one, or add in some cow face arms. So I'm going to take my left hand. This is where you can use the belt. Left hand and right hand connect behind. If you need a belt to hold between, it's a great spot. So a yoga belt, a robe belt, whatever you've got. But take this moment to inhale, opening that chest, opening our hearts, opening that heart chakra to receive. And release. Now coming into a warrior two. Settling in, checking that your knee is over your ankle, that your right leg is nice and straight, pulling those pinkies back, opening up that chest, showing your strength. You are so strong. You can achieve anything. All right, straighten that left knee. Bring the hands behind you. Now, if you would like, you can just keep your hands on your hips here, but I'm going to bring my fingertips together, my fingers together, sending my fingers down toward the mat, opening up my chest, opening up my heart, releasing the blocks that I might be holding on to. Inhale, exhale, bending my left knee, taking the torso forward over the thigh, just like what we did, and bringing the arms back over the head. Release the things that no longer serve us. Release the blocks that are keeping us from abundance. Release those fingers, and we're going to transfer into a nice balance pose. So all my weight's going to go onto my left foot. And I'm going to stand up, torso comes up. And we're going to do a Lord of the Dance. Bending my right knee, bringing the right foot up toward my hand, or toward the hip. The heel is coming toward the hip. And I could stay right here. But hold on to a wall here if I need to. Or I could just stay here, maybe hands on the hip. Or maybe you want to kick it back and just see how far you can go. And I've run out of space here, so hello, wall. But kicking that leg back, finding that balance that we will find in our daily lives, right? Okay, release that foot, bring both feet together, and we're going to sit back into a chair pose. Inhale, exhale, sitting back. We're going to do something a little different for this one. We're going to actually rock onto our toes. Normally, chair poses, the weight is going to be back on the heels. So today, we're just going to shift things. So I'm going to rock from my heels to my toes, and then pause right there on my toes, maybe sinking my hips a little bit more. Bring my torso down to my thighs and reaching my arms back. If you just want to stay in the typical chair pose, you can do that too. Okay, from here, now release the arms, but stay in our forward fold. Keep the feet down on the mat, and we'll forward fold one more time. Igniting our hearts, changing our perspective, opening ourselves for the abundance that we deserve. Okay, now from here, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Pressing through the feet, activating the legs. Inhale all the way up. And then exhale, hands to heart. Take a moment here in this Anjali Mudra, standing, to find thanks, to find gratitude, to find peace. And let's do it all again. You ready? All right. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, diving down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, hands on the mat, stepping back into a downward facing dog. This time, really pressing through the fingers. See if you can outstretch the legs and the arms. See if you can send more energy down, intentional energy down our heels. Start each day with intention. Do each movement with intention. Okay, this time, weight is on our left foot. Inhale, right heel up, stretching that right leg out. Wow. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Inhale, kicking all the way back. Exhale, bending the right knee and sending the energy out toward the left, opening and stacking the hips. And release. Unstack and bring that right knee to left elbow. Hello. Kicking all the way back. And we'll come through once more, bending that right knee, slowly coming through to a low lunge. Again, supported lunge or holding that straight. Okay, inhale, arms up overhead, maybe doing a baby back bend here. Exhale, coming down, torso on the thigh, reaching the arms back. Inhale, coming through the space again, reaching all the way back, maybe another baby back bend, and then exhale, coming into revolve. Revolve can be just you putting your hands on your thighs, or maybe right elbow to the outside of the left knee, palms together, Anjali Mudra, twisting at your core, not from your hands. And I invite you to also extend the arms if you would like. So left fingertips down to the mat, right fingertips up. And release. Bring the palms down to the mat, shifting that right knee down now to the center of the mat, kicking the toes off of the mat, keeping the left leg straight, gate pose. Inhale, windmilling the arms up overhead, left hand comes to left thigh, right arm straight up overhead or arcing. Inhaling, opening that chest up. So I don't know if you can see it from here, but opening your chest up, your heart up, breathing into the side body, opening the gate, opening the door to all your dreams. All right, exhale, windmill the hands back down to the mat. Curl the left toes, keep the left leg nice and straight and kick right leg back up. Three-legged dog. Inhale, exhale, bending the right knee. Bring right foot through. We'll come into warrior one. Inhale. And again, if we'd like to do cow face here, you could just keep the arms up or arms at the side or cow face. So that means I'm going to take my right arm, bending it over my head, left elbows bent, coming up from underneath, fingers join. Inhale, exhale, opening up that heart, releasing the blocks, unblocking, wow, unblocking those things that are keeping us from our goals, from our desires, or from our happiness. And release. We're coming into a warrior two. Inhale, exhale, settling in, pulling, making sure the knee is over the ankle, pulling those pinkies back, opening up the heart. Breathing in, you are strong. Maybe even settle in a little bit more to show your strength, to remind yourself how strong you are. All right, straightening that right knee, bring the hands behind or to your waist. Hands behind, sending the fingertips down toward the mat, opening up that heart. I am ready to receive. Exhale, bending the right knee. Torso comes down to the right thigh. Arms come back overhead. Again, unblocking and also remembering how we are humble. Humbly thanking the gifts that come to us in whatever form. They'll always be different. Release our fingers. We're going to go into that dancer, the Lord of the Dance posture. So weight goes onto the right foot. Torso comes up to standing. Bending the left knee, bringing left heel to the left hip, holding there with the left arm, maybe holding onto a wall or a chair, or kicking your left foot into your left hand, reaching the right out into a dancer. And release. Bring both feet together, sitting back into chair. Inhaling, opening up that chest, sending the hips back. And then roll onto your toes, the balls of your feet. Exhale, torso comes down, arms reach back. And release. Heels come down, arms come down. And now step into a wide stance, just wider than your hips, and forward fold into a wide-legged forward fold. Changing the perspective, igniting the heart. What are the things that you really love and that you are excited to see in your life this year, or even just in the next season? Take one more nice deep breath here, and we'll come down into a malasana, nice yogic squat. So the heels come in, the toes face out, and just come down to sit on a block. Knees are going out to the sides, they're not going out in front of you. And maybe your elbows are at your calf, palms are on the mat, and you're rocking forward, almost like you're going into a crow. Or you're bringing your elbows to either side of the knee, hands in that Anjula Mudra again, bringing the thumbs to the heart. Release that which no longer serves you. Unblock the energies, the thoughts, the repetitions, the things that we do every day that prevent us from the life that we want. Just let it go. All right, speaking of letting it go, let's let that posture go. I'm going to bring my palms to the mat and then my knees. And I'm back on my tabletop. I'm going to curl those toes. Knees are together. And I'm going to send, with my palms on the mat, I'm going to send my hips back. So it's almost like a child's pose, but my toes are curled. Child's pose, yes. Forehead down into a bowing posture. And in this posture, taking that time to thank the universe for whatever you have received in this past year. And to ask the universe to humbly provide those things that you need. We don't need a new Porsche, but maybe we do need peace, joy, health. From here, we'll roll into a rabbit pose. So from our third eye, pressing into the third eye, we'll roll onto the tops of the head. Bring the knees in just a little bit and then be suffocated by your sweatshirt. Send your hands back toward your heels, really rolling onto the top of the head to activate your chakras, opening up the back shoulders where we hold on so much of that tension. And then release, coming into a child's pose. Knees as wide as the mat, toes together, sending the hips back. Maybe have a block under the hips. And I invite you to bring the forehead down to the mat, reaching the arms out. Taking time to find that it is okay to be vulnerable, because this is what opens up the door. And that we are humble and thankful. Maybe taking a moment here to set an intention for the rest of the week, for the rest of the season. Take one more breath here and roll back. We'll come back into a nice seated position for us to close out our class. And in this, we'll take a moment to meditate. So bringing our right hand, I invite you to bring right hand to heart, left hand to belly. Closing your eyes or gently softening your gaze. Finding your way in seated position. Inhaling the spine long. Exhaling the sits bones into the mat. Sending energy down the tailbone into the ground, into the earth. Breathing, feeling the breath changing the body, feeling the heart beating beneath our hands. And as we breathe here, I have that story for you. The mirror behind me was quite dusty. I went to clean it earlier today. And as I did, I realized it was the first time that I could see myself in that mirror in quite some time. I hope for you that 2024, or whatever year you are using this practice for, or whatever month you're using this practice for, you will be able to do the same thing to cleanse the mirror so that you can truly see yourself and your life and all the bounty that you already have. William Blake's quote, "If the doors of perception were cleansed, we would see ourselves as we truly are, infinite." I hope that this upcoming week, month, season, or year brings you that perception and that clarity. And from here, we will close our practice. The light in me celebrates and honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for coming. Can't wait to see you again next week. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we will talk again.